Welcome to the Dietitian Side Hustle podcast. My name is Katie Dodd, and I'm a nutrition entrepreneur. I spent 7 years as a side hustler before diving into entrepreneurship full time. Before making the leap, I was bringing in 6 figures through my side hustle. If I can do it, you can too. This podcast is for dietitians, interns, and students who want to be inspired to start or perfect the side hustle of their dreams. Let's do this. Hello and welcome to the 207th episode of the Dietitian Side Hustle podcast, 3 non-negotiables for self-publishing on Amazon. I'm so excited today to invite back to the Dietitian Side Hustle podcast, Liz Jalkowitz with her brand, The Dietitian Editor, her program Click to Publish. I've had her on the podcast many times, but this is always such a fun discussion to talk about how we could create our own little brand. We can self-publish on our own, make impact by putting products out on Amazon, and make money in the process. So self-publishing on Amazon is a great side hustle. And we thought in this episode, we talk about, okay, if someone's thinking about, this is something I want to do, what are the 3 non-negotiable things that they need to make sure that they know, they understand, they do to have success? So before we dive in too far, Liz, would you like to introduce yourself to the audience for people who might not know you?
Sure. Hi, Katie. Hi, everyone. Thank you for having me on today. My name is Liz Jalkowitz, and I am the author of the Dietitian Editor blog and online course instructor for Click to Publish, where I teach dietitians and healthcare professionals how to self-publish on Amazon, how to do the thing successfully and get their self-publishing, author journey going basically. And so everything from A to Z that you need to know to be successful. And it's such a joy to be back here talking to you guys today. I love this angle, this topic that we're going to be talking about, like the 3 non-negotiables to get started. So for those folks who are listening who are interested but kind of like don't know where to start, these are going to be some great nuggets of information to kind of make it actionable for you.
Yeah. And I think this discussion is really important too, because so often people, they want to start a side hustle, they want to do something, but they don't know all the parts and they're trying to figure it out on their own, and they might actually successfully do it, but then they put something out into the world and they don't make money. It's not successful. And they're like, what happened? What went wrong? And it's usually because they missed one of the non-negotiables. So hopefully by the time we're done with this episode, people get clarity. I'm like, oh my gosh, absolutely don't skip that, because if I do, it's probably going to lead to some issues. So yeah, let's dive in. So maybe we could start off with high level. What are the 3 non-negotiables? Then we'll dig into each of them.
Perfect. Okay, so number 1, non-negotiable for self-publishing is to do your market research. This is so important. I'm going to say it again. Do your market research, your competition analysis, market research, whatever you want to call it. I think so often, especially as dietitians and healthcare professionals, like we know what people need, but it may not be what they want. And so sometimes we have to kind of do a little bit of this like dance back and forth of giving them what they want and then also throwing in what they need. So we may think that they're searching on Amazon for, a specific term or key phrase, but that's how we would search it. Our ideal client may be searching it using more like trendy or buzzwords that are out there that they're hoping to pull up, our book.
Yes.
But when the keywords don't kind of align, and the keyword is basically what is your ideal client typing into the Amazon search bar. We have to do that research first to figure out what are they searching so that we can create a product that will come to the top of the search results for them. So that's kind of like the high level number 1 is do your market research, figure out what keywords people are searching to bring up those types of books that kind of align with what you're looking to create. After that, so I mean, and that's kind of step 1. So when it comes to the keywords too, when you upload your book to Amazon, you actually get to pick 7 keywords that can kind of like capture what your book is about. So you don't have to just pick 1 and kind of cross your fingers and hope for the best. You get to pick 7. But I usually tell the students, my students, to pick 7 that are kind of like close, right? You could pick variations of words like blood sugar, tracking log, blood sugar journal, blood sugar, whatever if that's the topic that you're writing about, you can kind of pick variations of the same keyword. But you want to make sure that the search results for those keywords are not so large that it's too saturated of a market. So if you type in a keyword and like over 50,000 search results populate, it's going to be really, really hard, not impossible, but really hard for your book to rank high.
Mm.
So somewhere around like 10,000 search results, maybe 5 to 10,000 is kind of like the sweet spot for you to be able to have a chance of ranking high. And this is just one part of
Yeah,
the equation, the
yeah,
keywords.
yeah, yeah. Awesome. So
Yeah.
we should probably just, because I know initially I was like, let's talk, what are the three, then we'll dive in, but let's just keep diving in. Let's just do one
Yeah,
at a
yeah,
time. Let's talk a little bit more about market research. So the first thing is do your market research, figure out what people are searching for. And it makes sense. I mean, you don't want to spend all of your time creating something that no one wants. So we got to
right.
make sure, do people want this? But then even with the keywords, it's that balance between okay, I don't want to create something in an oversaturated market. I don't want to create something in an undersaturated market. It sounds like it's all about finding that sweet spot. So, are
Yeah.
there any other tips that you have for people as they're in that market research phase? They're in Amazon, they're looking around, they're trying to figure out what's out there, what are people looking for, what do they need, what are they searching? What are some other tips you might have for doing that market research?
Absolutely. Excuse me, I have a frog in my throat. Check the reviews. I feel like in the review section for each of these books that kind of align with what you're looking to create are great pieces of information. You'll get a better chance of seeing like what are people saying about this book that is doing well, that's ranked really high. Are they writing some things that are, great reviews, but then maybe in there they're saying, oh, I wish there was like another section just dedicated to XYZ, or I wish they elaborated more on this and talked less about this. Like you can
Yeah.
start to kind of pick apart even the bestsellers and use that information to make your book even better for what your ideal client is looking for. So looking at the reviews is really important, but also say to look at the product description for a lot of these books, because in the product description you can kind of see high level. It's like a very good skimmable bulleted list of like what's in the book. So you can see, are there 100 recipes in that book? Are there, whatever they're kind of calling out, what are they calling out of their book, and how can you make yours a little bit different or better or bigger and that, so use the information that's there to guide you into making your book that much better for what the client is looking for. And I will say too, one last like caveat when it comes to this stage, if the search results for the key phrase that you're looking for don't, maybe there's only like a couple hundred search results that populate and you're like, oh, there's not really as big of a market. I would just argue that the beauty of self-publishing is that you can do whatever you want, which is a beautiful thing, right? So even if the market research maybe isn't saying exactly this is like the golden keyword that you need to use. If you have your own business, if you have a group program, or you have a private practice where you see people one-on-one, or like a really high traffic blog, and you know that people are asking for this, but it's not aligning with what Amazon is showing, you can create it anyway and then drive people from your email list or from your social media directly to Amazon. So it's kind of like you want to do your Amazon search engine optimization and see what people are searching, but at the end of the day, you can, as a self-published author, do what you want, which is a
Yeah.
beautiful thing.
Yeah, so it sounds like the market research isn't just on Amazon, but it's also kind of like with your own audience. If you've done your research in your own
Absolutely.
audience and you know what they want, what they're looking for, then you can cross promote. So I
Absolutely.
just had a quick question as we were talking. How much time would you recommend someone spends on doing market research?
That's a great question. It's could be very easy to go down a rabbit hole and just keep doing research and keep doing research, right? But at some point you have to kind of cut it off. So I would say if you depending how long you've been in business too, how much maybe you know your audience, or if you're
Yeah.
really new and just starting out, like it may vary. But if you can give it like a solid like week or two, I would say at least, of like asking your audience, doing some polls, doing the stuff on Amazon, the keyword research and all of that, I feel like you can get a good sense, at least of a starting point. And then it should be an ongoing process, though. I think you would agree with that too, Katie, of like, there's constantly new people coming into our world, leaving our world, coming back in. So you always have to reevaluate and see what is it that people are looking for in this season.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a wonderful point. And I just want to make sure that people heard that. Like before, if you're like, yes, I want to self-publish on Amazon, before you dive into, I'm going to start creation, step back, let's do our market research. Let's use the data. And there's so much data available. You just got to dive in. If you
Mm.
have an audience, talk to your audience, dive into. And I loved how you mentioned like go into the descriptions, go into the reviews. And there's so many clues and things that we can use. We just got to know where to look. So
Yeah.
awesome.
What can I add one last thing? I
Yeah.
would say when you ask your audience to ask them like what would they search if they were looking for this book that you're looking to write for or wanting to write, right? Like if you're looking to write a book on XYZ, ask your audience what would you search in Amazon to find this product? Because I think that could be a really helpful tidbit to know too, so that you can try those keywords in Amazon and see what it pulls up.
Yeah, that's a good point because we so often like we see the world through the lens that we, oh gosh, I'm butchering this phrase,
Yeah,
but
as a
we see the world
dietitian.
from where we
Yeah.
happen to sit. And
Yeah,
so that could be based on where we live, how we experience things. And so yeah, asking your audience, well, what phrase would you use? Because if you live in a different part of the country, if you're a consumer versus a professional, we say things very different
absolutely.
ways.
It's very true. Very
Yeah.
true.
Yeah. Awesome. So step number one, non-negotiable market research. Don't skip this step. Let's dive into non-negotiable number two for self-publishing on Amazon.
Yes. Number two, which may be arguably the most important one, is always make sure you put in a call to action in your book. You want to lead people somewhere else after they purchase their book. You don't just want to leave them hanging. And those calls to action can tie in nicely with like your branding, right? Like your business, your blog, your social media, your different products and services that you're offering. So they go hand in hand. So number two is always put a call to action in your book, lead people somewhere when they're done. This could look different for everybody, depending on what your business looks like and how it's set up. You may be driving people to your website to help increase blog traffic, right? So that you can get that ad revenue from Mediavine ultimately. So driving people to your blog or your website, driving people to your social media if you're looking to increase your following and engagement there to potentially work with like more brands and have brand partnerships. Driving people to your email list is also a big one so that you can really control the narrative and control the message of what you're sharing with them. And also driving people, maybe you have like a specific 6-week program or course, or you offer one-on-one for a specific population, letting people know that and having them, drive them there to your website so they can book a call or enroll today. I think those calls to actions are really, really important because you have a solution to a problem that your ideal client has. And you're almost doing them a disservice if you don't give them that information to show them where to go next. Like this was step one. I bought this low ticket, $19.99 or $10 book from you, Katie. Now where do I go? What else do you have for me? And so you want to make sure that you share that with them. So calls to action are very important.
Yes, absolutely. I was just talking before we got on. I'm reading this book called Positive Intelligence. Well, I just finished the book, and in the book they had calls to action. So I went
Mm.
to their website. I found out about a program that they offer, and I'm probably going to do their program. And I would have never known about all this had it not been for them. Because I mean, this book could have just educated me on, hey, here's what this topic is about. But for someone like me who's like, this is amazing. I want to go further. I actually really appreciate the call to action. And I was really glad I found something else because I'm like, I can't stop this journey. This is fun. So
Yeah.
calls to action. What about someone who's listening and they're like, I don't even have a brand. I don't even have a business. I want to self-publish on Amazon, but what should my call to action be? Like, what would you
Yeah.
recommend for that person? Where should they send people? What should they have them do?
Yeah, I mean, you could just have them hop on calls with you, just booking call. You can even have like a link to a Google form survey
Mhm.
to gather more information and see like what is it that my target audience is wanting from me. Like if you don't have anything created yet and you're brand new, do they want a blog? Do they want free resources? Or do they want, trainings and workshops and things like that from you? Do they want another book from you? So maybe if you don't have like a website set up or a blog or anything set up yet formally, linking to like a survey monkey or a Google form to gather that information could be really, really helpful.
Good. Is
Yeah.
good. And people can go in and change their book, right? For people who are like, well, once I put this in the book, is that there forever?
Oh yeah, you can change the interior file. You can always update it on the back end and then upload the new manuscript. As long as you're not changing it significantly so that it would be like a brand new, listing, that's fine. If you're just swapping out like, a page of content with like the new freebie or the new call to action, you can absolutely do that. Yeah.
Awesome. And then I know you said like you could send people to a website, or even maybe if you're just getting started, you can go start an Instagram and send people there. Just something
Yeah.
that you're giving people more. And then later on, once you decide like, okay, I might want to do more, you could build it up. So
Yeah.
awesome.
And for those who are maybe a little bit more in their business already, I would say one like advanced tip would be to create a freebie specifically for the people who buy your book. This way, because there's no way of knowing on Amazon who individually has purchased your book, but if you have a freebie that has like a QR code that people can scan to it, and it's only that freebie is only available in that book, like you don't offer it on your website, you don't offer it on anywhere else, then when people are downloading that freebie and being added to your email list, that those are people who specifically have purchased your book. So it's kind of like this roundabout way of figuring out who purchased your book. Because then, in addition to that, you want to ask them for reviews. And I know we're going a little off tangent here, but you can ask those people who've downloaded that specific freebie, hey, how are you enjoying the book? Would you be happy to leave a review?
Absolutely. I know you actually recommended that I do that was because for my oh gosh, my high calorie shakes cookbook that I recently published. I do have a call to action in there, and it does include for people to get a freebie that I offer. It's a weight gaining tracker, meal planner kind of thing.
Yeah,
And I actually did create a segment. So if people um go opt in, I'll get notified that they came in through Amazon. So it's pretty cool on the
perfect.
back end, and I'm glad that we set that up. I'd be curious too if you could share with people what are some examples of a call to action. We keep saying call to action, but what would it specifically look like in the book
Sure.
for a call to
Yeah, so
action?
you can include these in the front of your book, right up front, or a lot of people put them in the back of the book. But you can set it up a few ways. You could set it up as a QR code, which some people love, some people don't like them. It's your preference, but it's really easy if someone's holding a tangible product, right? It's not going anywhere. It's not like it's on a screen and it's going to disappear in 10 seconds, where they could just go ahead and scan it anytime with their phone. So you can set up a QR code that will link directly to where you want that person to go. For some people who have URLs that are really clean and simple, it could just be like, dietitiansidehustle.com slash, and then like freebie or whatever you want it to be. So if it's a clean URL, meaning like short, simple, sweet, easy to write out, doesn't have tons of numbers and letters after it, you can just include the URL there too, so it's easy for people to remember. So those are probably two of the most popular ways to do it.
A QR code or a clean website. And so,
Yeah.
and I think people probably know what Liz is talking about, but we're not talking about like the long email that's like backslash dash
Right.
ABCD QR, like simple.
Right. Right. So it's just like the dietitianeditor.com slash
Yeah.
click to publish or something like that, where it's like easy, simple. People will remember it after they've closed the book. Also, if it's for social media, you could just do like at and your handle as well with like the little Instagram icon above it, something like that. So you don't necessarily have to write out like, check me out on social media. Like if you just put your handle and the Instagram icon, people will know what to do, right? Some of them are more kind of self-explanatory.
Yeah. Awesome. So non-negotiable number two is having a call to action. And this really ties into this concept I know you've talked about a lot on this podcast, but about going beyond the book. Because
Hmm.
yes, self-publishing on Amazon is a great way to make money now through sales through the book, but there's so much more opportunity for us to help our ideal client and to make more money down the line. And the only way we could do that is if we have a call to action by telling them to take a step further beyond the book.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, you're really providing that solution to them through the book, immediately giving them the information that they're looking for, that they're searching for on Amazon. But you know that you have so much more to offer them, right? Whether it's more individualized, whether it's a course, whatever kind of solutions you have, that's really the ultimate goal, is like, how can you continue this ideal client on their wellness journey, not just in the, immediate, like in the here and now by, just adding to cart and purchasing your book, but what else can you give them? And I think that's really the benefit. One of the main benefits I think of us as healthcare professionals sharing our message to the masses through Amazon, because we can sit here all day long and do one-on-ones and have our group program, but
Yeah.
that one-to-many model of
Yep.
sharing your message in the written word in a book and then having it be available globally, essentially,
Yep.
and sharing your message that way, like your impact is going to be that much greater, your reach will be that much greater, and you'll generate more passive income that way too. So it's just like that trifecta that I always talk about.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay, so now let's dive into the final non-negotiable for self-publishing on Amazon.
Yes. So it all comes down to having like a beautiful design, right, for your book. I think all of us can agree that when we're either like shopping in a store or scrolling or looking at the books on, on the shelves in Barnes and Noble or your favorite local bookstore, like the cover is usually what gets us, the cover, the title of the book. So you want to make sure that your cover as a self-published author looks like it's as professionally done as possible, right? You don't want it to look like it was, just kind of like put together in Canva. And Canva does a great job. I highly recommend for anyone looking to go down this road of self-publishing to invest in Canva Pro, because you get access to, excuse me, all of their fonts and elements and graphics and photos that you can use for commercial use in things like books. So you can really make a stunning cover. They have tons of templates that you can start with and then edit them and customize them to fit your brand. And make a beautiful cover, because that probably is what's going to stop the scroll when people are searching for your book with the keyword that they've searched, right? So that's kind of number one, is to really try to make a beautiful cover that aligns with your branding or your message in your book. The interior file now, that is something that when we talk about the interior file, we're talking about the actual like pages, the manuscript, right? Like what's on the inside. And you want to make sure that your margins are set correctly, that the line spacing looks right, based on the trim size of your book and the number of pages. So there's lots of things that are going into this. Amazon does a pretty good job with some of their tutorials and articles on how to set them up, but it can still easily trip you up sometimes on, did I set my margins right? Is this going to get cut off when it prints? So when you do upload your book, they will kind of, excuse me, red flag certain things if it looks off. But then it's your job to go back and like fix it and re-upload it. So it can be a little bit of a tedious process if you don't know what you're doing or how to set your margins properly.
Yes, yes. And so I love how you broke down like having an awesome design, but there's two designs we're looking at. It's the exterior, the file, the cover file, but then the interior file. And we were talking about this before too. One of my pet peeves is when I get a book that I can tell is self-published on Amazon. Sometimes you can't even tell. But
Mm-hmm.
for me, one of a dead giveaway of someone who really didn't learn the process is when their margins are off and when you're reading a
Mm.
book and the text is like in the little center area and you're like trying to stretch the book to
In the
read what's in there.
spine, yeah.
That's my biggest pet peeve. So,
Rightfully so, though, because you want to read the book, right?
yes, yes, yes.
I will say too, for cover design, one mistake that I see a lot of students make is they'll put on the cover their byline. So they'll write by Liz Jolkowitz, but that's like a kind of a telltale sign that it's self-published. When you're writing your book on your cover, the cover of your book, you don't need to write the word BY and semicolon. Just write your name. Just write Liz Jolkowitz or whatever, so that it stands out. So no need on the cover of your book to write the word by and your name. I have to call
Seriously.
that out to some students sometimes, but it's a really common way to tell if a book is self-published or not. So I'm letting your listeners know, don't write the word by before your name.
As you said that, I immediately looked at the books I have next to me. I'm like, oh, I didn't have that.
It's not, I mean, it's not a huge deal if someone did
It
it.
makes
It's
sense
just,
though. No,
it'll
it
make it
makes
look more
sense.
professional. Yeah.
Yep. Yep. Because I've never bought a professional book that, has sometimes it just has
Yeah,
their last name too. But anyway, yeah, that's a
true.
good
Yeah,
point.
if you really make it big, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Like just checking all my stuff. Okay, no bias. Um,
All of
so
it.
awesome. Okay, so kind of to recap, we've
Yeah.
been talking about what are the three non-negotiables for self-publishing on Amazon, the three biggies that you want to make sure you don't skip. And so we started off talking about market research. Make sure that you understand what is your audience searching for, that you create a product that actually meets the needs of the market. Number two is having a call to action, telling people what to do, where to go, understand it's beyond the book. And then number three is having awesome design. So having a cover that really pulls people in, but then also having an interior design that is quality enough that people are going to want to go do your call to action. So,
Absolutely.
so yeah, so those are the three biggies, the three non-negotiables to self-publish on Amazon. And it makes sense how someone could easily skip one of those steps.
Oh
And,
yeah.
thinking of long-term success with self-publishing, these are some biggies that have huge results. So let's talk a little bit more about Click to Publish because I wouldn't want to have you on the podcast without talking about Click to Publish. And this is Liz's program where she helps people to self-publish on Amazon. So if you're listening to this and you're like, yes, this is so helpful. Yes, I want to do this now. But by golly, that also sounds overwhelming and confusing. Yeah, it's totally doable, but there's lots of moving parts. I always tell people we went to school to become dietitians, not to be business owners, not to be self-publishers on Amazon. There's just so much to learn. But one of the things I love in this online space is we can find people who are doing what we want to do and learn from them on the quick, efficient way to do things, what to do, what not to do. So it's a I'll kind of open it up to you if you want to talk about
Yeah.
Click to Publish, but I also want to acknowledge that it's kind of like a special little thing for Click to Publish at 2 years. It's celebrating its 2 year birthday, 2 year anniversary.
It is. I cannot believe it. It's the 2 year anniversary of Click to Publish. 2 years ago in July, I started this movement, let's say. And
Yep.
Katie, you were in the beta of the course, and it was oh my gosh, it's just been a wild ride. We have just over 90 students right now in the community and growing. And it's been so amazing to see these dietitians and healthcare professionals, because we have some PTs in the group as well, just like make their dream a reality. A lot of the dietitians and healthcare pros I talk to like want to write a book, but they don't know where to start. They think that they, don't have enough knowledge or expertise yet. So like that imposter syndrome sets in. They're overwhelmed by the whole process of it, and like a million other reasons, right? Of like they want to do it, but they can't. So just being able to be like a small part of their author journey and get them going, and like give them the support and the accountability and the knowledge that they need to do it successfully and to do it right, to not waste time and have to go backwards and fix things. And I think that this course is not just a course. It's so much more than that. Like I set out to create a course, and from that, this community really is what has flourished. And I think that's really one of the best perks, is like not only do students have access to me for this information, but now these students have this skill set that they didn't have before. And as we're each going through this and hitting publish again and again and again, because that's what will happen after you hit publish the first time, you learn different things. So we all have these different experiences of like challenges and best practices, and we learn from each other. And so
Yeah.
that's probably one of the best perks that has come from it. And just yeah, I mean, I could talk forever about it.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, well, I was actually just kind of pulling up because I have a bunch of my books stacked next to me, and I feel
Yeah.
like this might be all of them, but I've made like five, I think, maybe
Hmm.
probably more. I think I've got another one I'm missing here. But I've, since joining Click to Publish, I've got all of these awesome products. And it's so cool actually selling something tangible because I'm an online business owner. So most of the things that I sell are not like you can't hold them. And
Yeah.
so,
Yes.
I'm very grateful to be in the Click to Publish community. And a couple things about Click to Publish. Is that yes, it's a course. It's going to walk you through how to do the thing. Liz is a wonderful teacher. It is going to be super crystal clear. She provides templates, everything you need to know to make sure you're not missing any of the non-negotiables for self-publishing. But then also the community she's talking about is phenomenal. It's a Facebook community. But then the thing she's kind of left out is that you get access to 2 calls every month from Liz. And Liz
Mhm.
is a phenomenal coach. And so this isn't just about publishing a book on Amazon. It's about the bigger picture of how we can help people leveraging an audience on Amazon. So there's so many pieces to Click to Publish, and I would love to talk about it for a long time because
I know.
oh my gosh, I love this community. But I know I'm looking at the clock. I know we both have to get going like in 2 minutes. So I'm just going to give a quick little summary of some bonuses I'm offering because I am an
Yeah.
affiliate for Liz's program. I believe in it. I'm in it myself. And so if you go to katiedodd.com, you will see at the top there's an option to join Click to Publish. Liz is offering three amazing bonuses right now when you join her program for the 2-year anniversary, and I am offering four bonuses. So I'm just going to go real quick over what is included when you join Click to Publish. Now, when you join Click to Publish, again, an amazing course that's going to walk you through all the things you need to do from idea to book in hand, access to a community, 2 calls a month, lifetime access, tools, templates, everything you need. But then from Liz, I'm just going to kind of go through these for you,
Yeah,
Liz.
go
Her
ahead, go ahead. You're
bonuses.
doing a great job.
So Liz's bonuses this time is she actually has a $200 off coupon. That is huge. A coupon off. This is limited time. It does expire for those listening live. All of these specials are expiring on Sunday, July
July.
14th, 2024. Liz is also going to offer everyone a 30-minute book strategy call one-on-one with Liz. So she's going to help you to refine your book idea. And then the third bonus from Liz is personalized feedback on your cover and interior file on Canva. And we just talked about that is one of the three non-negotiables. So you're going to have the expert in self-publishing help you by providing individualized feedback on how to enhance your entire book cover to cover. So, the program itself, worth every penny. Those bonuses, holy cow, worth the price of the program alone. But then when you join through my affiliate link, I do have 4 bonuses. And this is the most gangbusters I've ever been on promoting this program because I believe in it so much. I'm excited for the 2-year anniversary of Click to Publish. And for anyone who does join, I want you to have an arsenal in your back pocket of programs that can help you in your side hustle journey, that can help you in your entrepreneurial journey. So when you join, you're going to get all of that from Liz, but you're also going to get actually 4 courses from me. 4 courses.
Oh
You're going
my
to get my Beyond the
goodness.
9 to 5 coaching course. This is a self-paced course, which helps give you clarity in your business and really making a plan for like, okay, what next? Your plan for the next year and beyond of business. It's kind of like for those who want to work with a business coach but feel like I can't afford a business coach. This is why I created the course. It's like I'm being your coach through this course. Bonus number 2 is you're going to get access to my BAP Accelerator course. This is a program that I sell for $1,000 and I do not discount, and it's designed to help you start your blog business. So this is in perfect alignment with self-publishing on Amazon, is that you build a blog and learn how to build massive traffic. With that, bonus number 3 for me is the BAP blog builder. So you're like, okay, I'm learning how to build traffic, how to build a blog business, but how do I actually build a self-hosted WordPress website? Because that is super confusing. So I have a course that I sell that helps you to build your website in less than 6 hours, and that's included. And then finally, bonus number 4 is my Something to Sell course. And this is a program that I also sell for $1,000, designed to help you to create your first or next paid product. So when you join Click to Publish with this cohort, you're going to get all of those bonuses, all of that value from Liz, lifetime access to her course, but then lifetime access to my courses too. So you're going to have 5 courses in your back pocket. Obviously, you can't do them all at once, but this is like, it's going to be this whole library and tool set to help you as you either start or move on with your side hustle, with your online business. So those are all
That
the
is
bonuses. You can go to
incredible. Oh my gosh.
so you can go to katiedodd.com, and it's technically katiedodd.com/CTP for Click to Publish. But if you go to katiedodd.com, which is my Linktree page, it's the first button. So yeah, that was
That's an
my quick try to
incredible,
knock it
those are
out.
incredible bonuses. Like anyone listening right now, I don't think I've known Katie for a while now. She has never given that many bonuses away as an affiliate of the course. So if you are interested, like definitely take her up on that. That's incredible. Incredible.
Well, I'm excited for it. It's the retail value is $2,600 on those bonuses that I'm offering. So
Wow.
it's quite the little arsenal. And my goal is that I want to help people who are joining, because they're
Yeah.
gonna be with me in the community because I'm in there too. And then they'll have
Yeah.
you as a coach and then access to these programs. So yeah. Okay.
If you've
So
ever been thinking about it, like the time is now. This is
yeah.
the best deal of the year for the course, honestly. Like with the $200 off, my other 2 bonuses, Katie's 4 bonuses. Like I think it's just um it's you want to take advantage of the deal. If this is something that aligns with your business strategy and is something that you're looking to do, like you'll have all of the tools and more now with the bonuses to get it done. And the lifetime access is just priceless. So
I'm always
yeah.
so happy to partner with you in these things. I love online business and I love partnerships and I love how we can combine forces and help even more people. So thank you, Liz, for coming
I
on.
can't wait to see what books your audience creates. Because I feel like there's even going to be people who are like, I want to try it, I want to do it. So, I think it's going to be really great to see more dietitians self-publishing. So I hope the knowledge and the three non-negotiables were really helpful today.
And I was going to say, thank you so much for coming on and sharing that with our audience. I know that people are going to get a lot of value out of that. And for those who do decide to move on to work with you, they're going to be so glad. So thanks for coming on the podcast. Thank you for, offering these special bonuses that you're offering. And yeah, anything else you want to share before we wrap up?
No, I'm so excited. If you guys don't follow me already, go to Dietitian Editor on Instagram. And I just redid my website. If you want to check it out at thedietitianeditor.com, there's tons of information and blog resources and freebies on there as well. So thank you for the opportunity, Katie. And I hope to work with some of your community, folks in your community real soon.
Awesome. Thanks so much for being on the podcast. And thank you so much to all of our listeners. And I'll see you all next week.